Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. I'm not looking for an occupation, I just want to go home. They're holding me a ticket at the Greyhound station, I'm still paying on. I never learned to sell folks nothing, wasn't raised to steal and rob, looking for a backbone job. I can pick and shovel, I can hang drywall, swing a 9-pound hammer, pull a crosscut saw. Post poor niggers or a barbed wire strand, don't mind work 'cause I'm a backbone man. I'm not dumb, but I ain't been to college, never had the first degree. Nowadays everybody's making a living, typing on their TV screen. I'm not down on a man's white collar, I don't mean to be a snob, looking for a backbone job. I can pick and shovel, I can hang drywall, swing a 9-pound hammer, pull a crosscut saw. Post hole diggers or a barbed wire strand, don't mind work 'cause I'm a backbone man. Pick and shovel, I can hang drywall, swing a 9-pound hammer, pull a crosscut saw. Post hole diggers or a barbed wire strand, don't mind work 'cause I'm a backbone man. I'm not looking for an occupation, I just want to go home. They're holding me a ticket at the Greyhound station, and I'm still paying home. I never learned to sell folks nothing, wasn't afraid to steal and rob, looking for a backbone job. I'm looking for a backbone job. Well, I'm talking about a backbone job. Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. Well, I loved you and I told you so, but you ain't satisfied. The last time that I left home, you laughed while I cried. You think you're pretty smart now, but I'll catch up sometime. Go on, gal, and play the field while I'll roll down the line. Rolling, rolling on these rubber wheels. Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. There's a little stop ahead and things will pick up now. A cup of coffee and 2 blue eyes and one to say the vow. Go on, gal, and have your fun, don't worry about me. You played your little game too long and now you're fancy free. Rolling Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. Rolling, rolling on these rugged wheels. Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. The wheels were made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. I'm not looking for an occupation, I just want to go home. They're holding me a ticket at the Greyhound station, I'm still paying on. I never learned to sell folks nothing, wasn't raised to steal and rob. Looking for a backbone job. I can pick and shovel, I can hang drywall, swing a 9-pound hammer full of crosscut saw. Those poor niggers or a barbed wire strand, don't mind work 'cause I'm a backbone man. I'm not dumb, but I ain't been to college, never had the first degree. Nowadays everybody's making a living, typing on their TV screen. I'm not down on a man's white collar, I don't mean to be a snob, looking for a backbone job. I can pick and shovel, I can hang drywall, swing a 9-pound hammer full of crosscut saw. Post poor niggers or a barbed wire strand, don't mind work 'cause I'm a backbone man.
Core Racing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the kickoff of Season 3. This is race number 1. We are at USA. In the booth with me tonight, I have Josh Billiter, who his wife is is sponsoring this race from Mountain Melts is her company, I believe. And I'll go ahead and let Josh take it away. How you doing tonight, Josh? I think I just lost him. Josh, are you there? I was just talking to him. All right. Well, Mountain Melts. I guess I'll just jump in. So for tonight's race, our feature sponsor is GIGA Graphics, which is Josh and his wife's company. I believe they also run Mountain Melts. We also have SH Southern Heart Creations and Elkhart Race Supply as our season sponsors. Let me just make sure he's still in the booth before we keep going. But let's go ahead and point out a little more info about this since I just went over that. Host for tonight's session and this whole season, having a little bit of technical difficulties. 1 second. Carl Handwerk and Eric Andrews are our hosts. Sponsors are GIGA Graphics and once again Southern Heart Creations and Elkhart Race Supply. Oh, and looks like Josh is back. Is that you? Nope, still having an issue.
I'm back.
Okay, there we go. Let me just finish up what I'm doing, and I'll kick it over to you. It's okay, man. Broadcasting is done by Death by Moose Media. That is us. If there's any technical difficulties, you can blame it on me. Commentary is done by me, Randall Alvarez. And so the format for tonight's race, as we just keep rolling through, track is going to be USA International Speedway. Cars are limited late models. These things are a lot of fun to drive. Got to put some time down on the track with some of the racers out there. Qualifying is going to be 2 laps, and it's going to be solo qualifying, kind of like they do it in real life. They're going to be on an open session, and they're going to get called out. One's going to be on deck, one's going to be on the track. Heat, we're going to actually do 2 10-lap races, and then feature is going to be 58 laps with a comp caution at lap 23. And after that comp caution, we're doing a field invert, so it's going to get a little hectic out there for those guys. So, Josh, now that we have you back, you ready to take it away? Josh?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about Mountain Melts and this race being the Ernie Thatcher Memorial?
I'll start with I'll start with Mountain Melts. That's a small business my wife started here locally. She does ship, but we also do a lot of local orders. She makes candles, scented wax melts, tarts. And then the Ernie Thacker Memorial, that is my father-in-law, basically the only father figure my wife had. He passed away in 2018 due to some complications from an accident. He loved racing. That's what me and him did. That was most of our relationship, being race fans. Mm-hmm. He was also a local bluegrass / folk singer.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really enjoying his music right now. It's for the past couple of days, or I have a chance to really dive into it and listen to it, and I'm really thankful you guys were able to get me pretty much permission to use it, and I'm glad that we're able to share his music with everyone out there. And I think tonight's gonna be a really good race that he would enjoy.
Oh yeah. Like the small town theme with the limited late models. I really think he would love that.
I definitely agree that this is gonna be a lot of fun to see out tonight. You can see some of the racers right now still trying to find their lines. With dirt short track, it's a little tough. Limited late models, they make it a little bit difficult out there. These things definitely they're single gear. They want to go fast, but they only way of explaining it, like from driving street stocks, you had a little more control with the gas and you didn't have to worry about it. These things want to turn on you. So as you come to that turn, you come with a lot of speed. They'll pitch sideways and you just got to remember that it's controlled. It's a controlled spin. It's going to be okay at the end. But if you overcorrect, you're going to be in the wall. So it's going to be a very interesting race. Oh
yeah. Like you were saying there, if you overcorrect, you're basically going to slap the wall with the right side or spin it out. So
oh yeah.
You don't want to be that guy.
Nope. All right, let's go ahead and kick over to your lap around the track. Thanks again for starting us off, Josh. And I hope you have a good time on the track. I'll probably pull you in one more time before we go live with the race, and we drop the green flag. So I think we'll pull you guys in around 15 minutes before practice ends. Do some interviews, talk to you a little more. But till then, have a good luck and have a good practice.
All right, sounds good, man. Hopefully, I don't have any more mic issues.
Hopefully not. I think you'll be okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
All right, that was Josh Billiter. Luckily, we got those mic issues straightened away at the end. So let's go ahead and kick over to our sponsor videos, and then from there, we'll get to the in-car interviews for all the drivers.
Welcome back, Core Race fans. This is the Season 3 opener at USA Dirt. Tonight we're going to be running the limited late models. We're going to be starting with two 10-lap heats, which is going to determine the starting order for the 53-lap feature. There's going to be a competition caution at lap 23 in the feature. Tonight is the Ernie Thacker Memorial, and it is sponsored by Kate Builder and Josh Builder, who both co-own Jopa Graphics. So I want to thank them for sponsoring the race, and definitely check them out when you get a chance, and if you need any kind of iRacing paint schemes.
All right, thanks, Carl. Coming down the front straightaway here, you're going to want to keep it not right against the wall, but pretty close to it. Down into turn 1, you'll want to turn it down in at the caution light. You seem to get really, really loose there. Kind of counter steer the car through the corner. Not too much though, because you'll bog the engine down. Into turn 3 here, you'll want to keep it right down against the bottom. Keep the car as straight as possible. Down the front straightaway again. Here in the corner, the light parts of the track right now, it's not tacky right now, but once it starts getting rubbered up, those areas, that light area of the track you've seen there in turns 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4 will start turning black and get shiny. That's almost like driving on ice. You don't want to get your car on those areas, because if you're on the bottom, you're going to slide up into the guy next to you. If you're on the top, you're probably going to spin the car out. Either way, you're probably going to cause a big wreck. Talking about counter steering the car too much. You see me counter steer way too much there into turns 1 and 2. You don't want to do that, because it'll bog the engine down, lose speeds, lose positions. You won't win the race. Coming down the front straightaway here, big thanks to the race fans, and enjoy the race.
All right, and that was our sponsor videos and the lap around the track. Just want to thank once again all of our sponsors for tonight: Joker Graphics, Southern Heart Creations, and Elkhart Race Supply. In the booth to meet tonight is the host for the season, Carl Handwerk. You want to say anything to the folks out there?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's out there right now on the track, and definitely everybody that's watching right now. Everybody's been anticipating this Season 3 coming up here. At least the drivers have been, and it's definitely going to be a challenging night tonight. I mean, the track is definitely slicking off right now. So when it comes to the heat races, I think it's going to be even worse. And then we'll go back to a clean racetrack for the feature. But it's going to be dicey out there tonight.
Yeah, I got some time to throw in some practice just to get a feel with it and run with Platt, who's pretty experienced in these limited late models on dirt. And just driving solo by myself. I really enjoy doing street stocks on the dirt, but these definitely have a little extra push around the corner, and they are a little touchy. So you can't overcorrect. You overcorrect and you're going to be in the wall. You have to be very smooth, but very quick corrections, and you don't want to linger on it because they'll take it.
Yeah, it's really a fine line to find a good fast lap at this track. It's really flat track when it comes to ovals here, and with these cars, they bog down really quick. So if you get them too sideways, you may be set up for a nice straight launch off the corner, but you'll be climbing up from 1,000 RPMs because they just bog down so much. So it's kind of a give and take where you want to try and keep it as straight around the corner as possible, but you also have to still kick out the back end so you can get some good drive off the corner.
Yeah, something I've noticed is if you're at a standing start and you turn your wheel to the right or the left, there is so much grip in those tires that the car does not want to move. It doesn't have the horsepower to push past the grip that those tires are putting down. So, like you're saying, these once you do a correction, it's pretty much like putting on the brakes. These things will slow down real fast if you turn it the other way.
Yeah, and it's really a fine line. I mean, you'll see guys running different lines for sure. I mean, once it slicks up at the bottom, you can still drive around the bottom and you can still somewhat be fast, but you'll see a lot of guys up there on the cushion running that around there. But it's really getting into the corner and getting it at the right pitch of the back end being out there as quick as possible, because it's hairy. And if you get in that slick stuff right in the middle there where everything's rubbered in,
yeah,
it's just almost impossible. It's like driving on ice.
Yeah, no, I definitely got to experience that a little bit, but it's going to get really bad for you guys now that you have exactly, looks like almost 15, looks like 14 guys on the track. 15th, we're waiting for Anthony to pull in, but we got a big field. Who should we pull in tonight to start off our in-car interviews?
I would say, I mean, you're definitely going to have some top guys up there. You're going to have Platt up there. You're going to have Willie up there. They're both guys that are good on dirt. So, it might be worth grabbing one of them to talk to and kind of see what their strategy is going to be. But you got some newer guys in Clay that's joining the league this year, and even Paul Butler. I mean, he came in here and he didn't have too much experience on dirt, and he seems to be picking it up pretty quick. I mean, he's only a couple tenths off the lead. So, really, I mean, any of these guys can have a chance to win tonight, especially if it gets a little dicey at the front.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull in Platt to kick it off. I'm going to kick you over to General so you can let him know, and then just jump back in, and then I'll pull him.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you. All right, he knows?
Oh, yes, sir. We got Platt in the booth right now.
All right, Jonathan Platt, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
All right, so we're just doing some in-car interviews. I was able to run some laps with you last night. You're kind of just showing us the lines and giving Paul some tips out there. From driving right now, looking at some of the times, it looks like Clay is throwing down some faster times than you. Do you think you're going to be able to beat him on pretty much, starting from a double file, or do you think he's actually going to keep his time ahead of you?
I feel like I could probably get him if we're side by side. Once you're double file and you can stay up there with somebody, you can throw an aggressive slider and get in front of them. It's all about track position with how slick this racetrack's going to get. It's going to be pretty burned up and pretty slick. So it'll be 2 lanes of racing if people can actually hold the bottom. But the top line's going to be, basically, the third line.
Yeah.
But between me, him, Carl, Willie, it's just going to be track position. Whoever can get out front, because it's going to be so hard to pass.
Yeah, I'm already looking. I saw you guys do a pit party before, and that was a little hectic. So this is definitely gonna be an interesting start.
Yeah, qualifying is gonna be very, very key. You're gonna have to have a really fast lap to be up in the front, and hopefully we can put it.
Quick question about qualifying for anyone that's never run dirt track. What would be your key for running, your 2-lap qualify to really throw down a good time?
You'll have to watch and see.
All right, folks. I tried to get the secrets out of him, but apparently he's not going to give them up.
I appreciate the effort.
All right.
Be aggressive. Be very, very aggressive.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, thanks.
Attack the racetrack. So that's about the best thing I can say.
You got it, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you throwing some aggressive moves out there, like you had an aggressive driver you are.
So here's actually a better question for you. Considering the heat races are going to line up obviously off qualifying, and then the heat races are going to determine where you're going to start in the inside or the outside. Would you actually rather qualify first and start in heat 1, or actually qualify second and start in heat 2?
That's a good question.
As long as I'm on a front row, I don't give a hell where I start, dude.
That's a good answer. I like it.
Well, thanks for popping in, man.
I've
sorry.
got one thing on my mind, and that's just to go to the front. So
Yeah, makes
There you
sense.
go. I like it.
But I do want to give a shout out to my brother, Jim Fickner. He is watching. What's up, man? Just found out we're brothers last week, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, damn.
That's awesome. That's
Oh,
awesome.
you know what? I'm so rude of me right now. I just want to thank you for sponsoring the series with Elcar Race Supply.
Oh, no problem, man.
Do you have anything you want to say right now since we have you on the mic?
Thank Carl. Thank you for broadcasting. Of course, want to thank Elkhart Race Supply for putting up money to put this stuff on. Thank Southern Heart Creations. Thank Josh Bilter with Joka. Besides that, I mean, let's go give her some hell. Let's have some fun.
I agree with that, man. Well, I'll see you out there, and best of luck to you.
Yep, thank you. I'll be talking to you later. Don't worry.
Yeah, all right. I'll plan on it.
Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
All right, that was Jonathan Platt, the number 43. He is a really good dirt track driver, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Should we bring in one of his tough competitors, Willie Evernham?
Sure, why not?
All right. Do you want me to throw you back in there again?
We'll do the same thing. Yep, we'll do
You
the
got
same
it.
thing here.
Oh, man, this is going to be good. Well, I hope everyone's having a good night. Looks like these guys are still trying to learn the track a little bit. And the number 3, who was that? Oh, looks like Josh caught the wall there. All right, in the booth with us tonight, we have Willie Evernham. How you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I am nervous, won't lie. Got some first date butterflies right now. I don't know why, but season kickoffs always get me nervous.
It's like riding a bike. You never forget how to do it.
Yeah, but you definitely get nervous going down a big hill.
Yeah, it definitely hurts when you eat it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like most of us say, we just got to send it, man.
Exactly. So we just talked to Jonathan Platt. He said that you're not really going to be a tough competitor out there, and you're going to really, kind of fall behind.
Wow, you're gonna do that to him? You're gonna do it like that?
Well, I was wondering why,
Doing 'em
why the
dirty.
Discord got quiet all of a sudden.
No, we didn't talk
No.
about any other drivers. He said to keep an eye out on you and a couple of other guys. So we tried to squeeze away some information about running some fast laps for qualifying. Are you gonna give up your information to some of the fans out there? Are they gonna have to wait and see?
I'm gonna have to pull the wait and see card, man. It's I don't know. I don't want to give too many of my secrets, but I got some work to do with Platt and what's his name there? That guy in the 74. Man, I'm terrible with names.
84.
Clay.
Are you talking about Clay?
Yeah, 84. Yeah. Sorry about that, Clay. But yeah, I got some work to do. They're a couple tenths quicker than me. Track's gonna definitely change, and we'll see. I think we can, once we get up front and run with those guys, I think we put some pretty good racing on.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you guys will be doing a good job. I think the beginning's honestly probably going to be the toughest part, just because you guys are going to be packed up. Some of these guys that haven't driven limited late models for an extensive period of time are probably going to have a hard time running the spacing between cars. And so that's probably just what we're going to see out there is maybe some people either braking a little too soon, or not, hitting the brake or lifting, trying to keep more space than they really need to, because with these limited late models and with any dirt course, you can get pretty close to people, even on the slide, and keep it pretty safe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just got to take your time and learn and watch what other guys are doing. But yeah, these cars are definitely something different than a lot of us have raced. They don't seem to be that big, but I mean, they're pretty monsters. I mean, think about almost 6 foot wide, and who knows how long. It's just a different beast. Your front wheels are one spot, and you think your front bumper's there, and you got 3 extra feet hanging over the front of the car. So it's just different animal. Then you throw the dirt aspect into it. But I think I picked guys last year when we ran the street stocks at we ran here.
Yeah.
We picked it up pretty well. So I think once we get going and get in the swing of things, I think everybody will pick it up, and we'll have some pretty clean racing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you gotta, at least for me, since I'm not as experienced with them, with street stocks, I'm comfortable riding the inside line, but with the limited late models, I found myself really enjoying just taking the outside line and keeping it as straight as possible and keeping the power through. You run that inside, you really got to be careful because you can oversteer, and then you got to correct that so fast because you'll be in your nose will stick into the wall.
Yeah, like you said, with the straight stocks, you can kind of run one groove around the bottom. With these late models, I mean, it gives you that extra step of where you can take the race car to multiple grooves.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see the bottom wear in, then you kind of move to the middle, and then you'll see guys all the way to the top.
All right, one last question here, Willie, and then we gotta get back in there and get ready for practice here, or qualified. But
Oh, you got it.
53 lap feature here tonight. We're gonna be starting the feature with a fresh track, so they're gonna redo the track before we start up. But you think it's more advantageous to try and grab as many positions as you can at the start, or do you think it's more of a waiting game and maybe try and pick people off one at a time once it gets a little more single file?
I think it just depends on where you start. I think up front, you just want to go. Try and get as many and try and get that lead before the track wears in. If you're starting in the back, obviously, again, the track's going to change. And I think that experience will definitely come into play, and guys will make mistakes and not too many errors. But I mean, you can. It's tough to race on. It's slick. It's very easy to make a mistake and open the door for somebody to pass you.
Yeah,
sounds good, man.
Definitely agree with you on that. Well, I'll let you guys get back to practice. Carl, do you still need to throw down some laps, or are you going to stay in here with me while you guys do qualifying?
I'm actually going to hop in there real quick and just let everybody know kind of what's going on here for the qualifying that's going up. And then if you want, I'll hop back in here with you.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Thanks again, Willie.
All righty.
Oh, no problem, man. Well, hopefully be talking to you later.
You got it, hopefully. If you're getting close to it and Platt's in front, take him out. Just kidding, don't do that.
I think I owe him too.
Oh,
so.
You know what? You do. You owe him at least 2.
Yeah.
Might need to cash that in tonight.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
What happens.
All right. Best of luck to you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, Carl, I'm going to put you back.
Sounds good. Thank you, man.
All right, that was Willie Evernham and Carl Handwerk. Willie and Platt have been racing with this league for a while, and honestly, they're probably some of our best dirt racers. And we're gonna see how they do against they do it against Clay right now. Clay's throwing down 23.131 was his fastest lap, and consistently. Oh, we don't have that running right now, but yeah. So we got Clay, Jonathan Platt, Willie, Carl Handwerk also throwing down a fast time, but see, everyone else is kind of still in the. We're looking at still 1/10 within everyone else, so this is going to be a pretty close race, at least for the start. The back end is a little bit slower, but still within reach. Like you're talking sub a second, so that's not bad at all. Yeah, we'll just see how this plays out. Get ready. We'll be back with Carl in probably about a minute or two while he just informs everyone. So I'd get up, grab some popcorn, get something to drink, go use the restroom, do whatever you got to do, and we'll get back with the action real soon. Now, anyone in the chat right now, if you are able to type, let's go ahead and have a little fun. Why don't you guys tell us who your favorite driver is or who you're out here to watch, and we'll just keep track of that. Let these guys know that they have someone in there that is rooting for them if they don't know. Let's go ahead and check out some of the cars while these guys are doing their thing. All right, looks like we have Clay. I believe that's Deban or Deban. Debin. I'm gonna say Deban because that seems about right. So we have Clay in the number 84 Dirt 1 or Dirt Racing, or Dirt 1 Racing. Could be both. We'll find out. Jonathan Platt once again running that Joker Graphics and Core paint scheme. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you, Josh, for making these paint schemes for everyone out there. We have Willie Evernham running in the number 19 Bush Light, all black. Carl Handwerk once again running the Joker graphics. Looks like Connor Berry running the stock paint scheme. And then we also have Terry Condas running in the number 32. Terry Condas, one of my favorite drivers, also known as our one-handed... oh, man, I forgot what we call him. One-handed wonder. He likes to hold one drink in the hand while he's got the other hand on the wheel. But he's a good driver and a great guy. I love that guy. And it looks like we have another new driver. This is going to be Wesley Fuller. Haven't seen him race with these guys, but he's running the number 35, so keep an eye out for him. Paul Butler, also a good driver, running the number 68. We have Luke running in the number 1 Ultra Motorsports and Rigid paint scheme. We've known him from the High Octane series and also the iRacing short course series. This guy runs Pro 4s and Pro 2s on Lucas Oil for these racing series, so he's used to dirt and knows how to deal with it. We have Eric Andrews in one of my favorite paint schemes, the Mellow Yellow. I love this paint scheme, as you have the K&N cars in them and some of the limited late models in them too, and this one, limited late model in it, and he's going to be running the number 9. And Joshua Billiter running a Lucas Oil Sunco paint scheme. He did have one that he was supposed to upload, but I think it's having some issues, just have technical difficulties, but he did have an Ernie paint scheme that looked pretty sick. All right, as we change sessions over to qualifying, let's go ahead and switch over cameras real fast. So the way we're going to be doing qualifying tonight is one person's going to be driving around the track for 2 laps, and then the rest are going to be on deck. Looks like Clay is going to go ahead and roll out.
All right, I am back here in the booth. Yes, so the first one we got out here is going to be Clay Debin.
That is correct. I'm watching him race right now. All right, so here we go. He's got the green flag as he takes it in. Clay Debin still running that outside line. I would expect him to dive on the inside for his time.
No, I mean, it's really slick down there, so you really have to kind of work it and pedal it on the inside. So it's you may see some guys down there just maybe 1 lap on the bottom, 1 lap on the top, just to kind of see where the speed is yet. But I think he's running the line that you're probably going to see most guys run.
All right, looks like Clay just finished his lap around the track. Is he going to be cutting in, or what's going on with that?
He's going to be basically just stopping and getting out of the way, as Jonathan Platt is your next man out here.
All right, Jonathan Platt getting ready to hit that green flag. So Clay running a 24.006, so pretty much a 24 flat. Did we, after the practice session, does it go directly to a new fresh track?
It should be.
Looks like it's still rubbered
in.
It
should be for the features when it actually kicks into a new track state. I could be wrong, and if I am, then the feature is definitely going to be dicey from the beginning. But yeah, it's set up for when the race goes is when the new track state comes in. So it may reset for for the heats and then for the feature. I'm not sure how that's going to work out here.
Yeah, it looks like the track state's carrying over, and then it should reset like you said for the Platt taking the wall. And that's going to total his car for tonight. He did run a that's a quick way to go back to the pits. Who's up next?
Next out, we got Wesley Fuller. And, yeah, good thing Jonathan Platt has a backup car, and they all are there.
Yeah. Jonathan Platt running a solid 24.076, so 700s off of Clay there, but very close run. Now, I believe Wesley's ran with us before. I just haven't seen him out on the track too many times. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I think he's run a couple like recruitment races and some fun races. I don't think he had a chance to hop in for season 2 at all, but a couple guys know him in here, and he runs a couple races and a couple things for a good cause, and I think it's kind of what he's all set up for in his car right now.
Yeah,
I know it's for one of the cancer researches, so definitely check it out. And it's it's obviously a terrible disease, but if anybody can help out in any way, it's always appreciated.
I definitely agree with you on that. Looks like it's the green ribbon. I don't know which one that is, but if anyone does know, please put it in the chat. I don't mind talking about it or announcing it for people to go donate.
Yeah, I know. I think he was raising money just for the straight up the stand up to cancer. So,
Nice.
yeah. Again, anything is appreciated.
All right, looks like Wesley Fuller throwing down a 24.276. Who's our next contestant?
Next one out is going to be Eric Andrews in the 9.
All right, Eric Andrews running my favorite paint scheme, the Mellow Yellow. I love that paint scheme so much. It's just so cool. Simple and cool.
Yep. Well, it brings it back to the old days of the Days of Thunder and local trickle action.
Yeah.
You see, Eric kind of running a different line here, and
Yeah.
he's just above where that track's rubbered in. So he's got the front tires, where it's a little slick. So that actually may help, kind of keep the car a little straight. He's got the back tires where it's, it's not rubbered in yet, but it's not the berm. So let's see what he does here on this first lap.
Yeah, no, I think that might be a decent choice, because on that inside rubber, if you have your on that rubbered in area where you have your tires, it kind of allows you to reduce a little bit of that braking action those tires do when you correct yourself. And a little bit slower, but definitely a good time at 24.564.
Yeah, I think he's just maybe kind of giving up a little bit too much time going into the corner.
Yeah,
and,
I can
that's
hear
where
him
he's kind of
lifting.
losing it.
I can hear him definitely lifting quite a bit. He doesn't have to. It looks like he's lifting completely off the throttle. I'd probably recommend going half throttle and still taking that. You should be okay.
Yep.
But who
Next
am
out
I?
on the
I'm
track,
just
we're
sitting
going to
on the
have Joshua Billiter.
All right. Let's go and hop into the seat with Josh. You guys get a little in-person view. So around the lap around the track, you did see all the mud on the face. That actually happens for a lot of these guys out there. They do have tearaways. It's just when we're doing recording, it doesn't allow them to tear it away on the replays. So it just, as the mud builds up, like right now, you're going to see it. It's just going to be caked on when I go to check in on these guys. All right, a little bit of an overturn there, but good
see
recovery.
Josh getting a little bit loose. Yeah, yep. That's why you get 2 laps. So it's just got to keep it off the wall there. But
Yeah.
he's got another lap here. Got to wind it.
And that was a lot better right there. Still turning it in.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, for Josh, as he gets a little
Gets in the
wound
wall
up
there.
Yeah, he actually just started running these dirt late models when we had the practice on Thursday, and that was his first laps around the track. And he honestly, he couldn't even make it through turn 1, and within the hour that we were doing practice, he was making full laps, and by the end he was only maybe a half a second to a full second max off the lead pace. So he's really come leaps and bounds in just a couple days here.
Yeah, and something maybe anyone out there that hasn't watched the Core Racing Series, the whole point about Core is to take drivers out of their element. So where Josh may be very comfortable running oval oval asphalt, oval dirt's completely different ball game. And a lot of these guys, have different, what would you say, not classes, but like preferences to what they drive and what they prefer to drive. And so the whole point of Core is to pull these guys out of their usual routine of driving the same thing over and over again. And who's the next car?
Next guy out here is going to be Willie Evernham, and yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there's most guys on here on the iRacing service are kind of, they're happy with one type of discipline. They like the oval, or they like the road, or they like the dirt. But that's what Core does. It not only challenges you to be fast on every type of surface and every condition, but it's also using kind of combinations that you don't normally see. I mean, tonight we're running a combination that you most likely would see. You're just seeing the late models on dirt, but
Yeah.
it really shakes it up, and we really try and find kind of the best overall driver for the season, and it's fun, and it definitely challenges you.
Yeah, and honestly, we've seen some people come from different schools of driving, and honestly, they surprise us sometimes. You'll see, like, Chris Hamilton, he's in the chat right now. I actually met up with him for lunch today, just talking about some other stuff we're going to be doing. But You know, I got him from the High Octane series to come over and start racing for Core, and you know, he likes doing road and also enjoys doing dirt or off-road and rallycross, and we got him to do really well in oval. He had a really good run for the last couple of races that he was in for, you know, taking, I believe, like 4th and 5th place, and sometimes getting close to getting up on the podium.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you know, kind of what we try and instill in drivers is, you know, it's real simple, you know, to go out there and find a league that runs the truck series or that runs the cup series. You know, they're a dime a dozen.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so if you just want to be good at that, then, you know, okay, that's your cup of tea. But, you know, if you're looking to kind of just switch it up a little bit and, you know, find out what everything iRacing has to offer, I mean, that's kind of what we try and do. And, you know, even without that, I mean, like this season, just like other seasons, you know, the races are up for sponsorship. This season's actually fully sponsored already.
Yeah.
Just because the drivers love to do that. I mean, again, you know, they come from, say, an oval background, and that's what they're good at. So they'll grab a race, they'll sponsor it, and that's their race. That's the race that they expect to run good in or win, or simply, you know, that's the combination that they want to see.
Yeah, and so then you get people like me that mix it up sometimes, and like you that will. I think we had one track that was honestly my favorite to watch. We had Dirt Legends at Daytona Short Rallycross, I believe, or was it long? I think it was a short.
Yeah, I forget exactly where it was now too myself.
It was Daytona Rallycross,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it was Daytona Rallycross.
I think it was short. I'm gonna go with short, but
yeah, it was a short course. Yep.
Yeah, Dirt Legends, they're really good oval cars, or dirt oval cars, but you could throw them on a rallycross track, and they actually handle really well. And who's the next guy? I just missed him rolling out.
Connor Barry just laid down some laps there. He ran a 24.4, so pretty good lap times there from him. And he's kind of the same thing. He's
who
from
out
like
right now.
Right now it's Terry Condis, but
okay, sorry.
But yeah, Connor Barry, he's more of like a dirt off-road guy, and you know, this is a little different for him here. So good to see him running some good laps. But yeah, the one-handed wonder is taking to the track here.
You know, I forgot his nickname for a split second. That's how long it's been. It's been 1 week, and I forget everyone's names. Oh man, yeah, no, Terry.
Right.
What's up?
I'm actually gonna hop out here real quick because I'm gonna be the next one on the track, and then followed by Bryson. So I'm gonna hop out, run my laps, and then I'll be back in here.
You got it. All right, so a little bit of information on some of the drivers. So like Connor Berry running the last lap around the track, that was sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so Connor Berry, the number 28, he actually owns the iRacing short course series that I also broadcast, and they have a lot of good racers that race Pro 4, Pro 2, off-road Lucas Oil off-road trucks. These things are a blast. They're fun to watch, and these guys drive really hard. So it's pretty cool to see these guys out there. So if you guys are ever interested, you know, we have a lot of drivers coming from different backgrounds. You know, like I said, Connor Berry, a couple other guys came from like pro trucks and other aspects of racing, you know, and they definitely, Connor, I believe this is probably his first time driving limited late models, and he's doing a pretty good job. He ran, once again, did a 458. Watching Carl roll right now. Terry Conda's rolling down a 24.727, which is a really good time too. So with the track being rubbered in like this, you know, like they were saying, it forces them to take two lines. You can see that really dark patch where they want to get their front tires in there and they want to kind of be able to carry the power through. And these cars, when you do correct for the car going sideways, those tires act like big brakes. So as you're correcting, you don't want to hold it too long because you're pretty much braking yourself. And looks like Carl pushing through on that turn. Let's see what he gets. A 24.149. Nice. All right, next out in the field is Bryson Clark running in the 73 Bang pre-workout drink. That thing will get you jumping. If anyone ever has had a Bang out there, yeah, definitely deserves that terminology because it is a shock to the system.
All right, I am back for you.
All right. Hey, I'm going to step out for a quick minute, and I'll be right back.
10-4. And right here is another prime example. Bryson is really good on road courses. He's definitely really good on oval tracks as well. And right there you see he's one of those guys that's overall a really good driver. I mean, putting down a lap time in the 24 flats is great at this point. I mean, I was just out there, and this track is definitely really beat up at this point, and I didn't want to even try the bottom when I went around there because it's just so slick. So seeing a 24 flat at this point is definitely really good. And next out on the track, we are going to see Bill Harkins. Luke, you are going to be next on the track.
All right, I'm back. Who's out on the track right now?
We just had Bryson Clark out there run a 24 flat, which was really good at this time of the night. And now we have Bill Harkins out on the track, and he's another one that this isn't exactly his forte. So he's trying to do his best to get around there. And honestly, same thing. From the start of practice, he was really struggling to, get around this track right now. It's just be nice and smooth, maybe enough.
He's keeping it smooth. It is rough. Like I said, these things. They're touchy. They're a little touchy, and I noticed it a little bit. It helps if you actually maybe adjust your steering wheel ratio just a tad bit. These guys are running a 8-1, I believe, and I turned mine up to a 10-1, and I found that it got rid of being a little oversensitive out of the corner. But what then happens is you lose a little of your ability to correct yourself mid-turn. So you have to kind of prep yourself through the whole corner and make sure you're solid, because if you come in too hot and you're trying to correct it at 10-1, it just doesn't give you enough radius fast enough to get back and straighten yourself out.
Yeah, and it's really a feel, kind of per driver what they like. Some drivers like a really tight steering wheel, and they like to feel every little movement that they put into the car. And some other guys, they like a little bit more of a flowy steering wheel where, the guys that like it tight, they may have to turn, a quarter of an inch till the car starts turning, where other guys like to turn, 3-4 inches on the steering wheel before it actually makes any kind of movement. It's just really almost, each driver has their own style.
Yep. And it looks like Bill Harkins throwing down a 25.43. Still a competitive time, but a little slower than some of the other guys out there. But like you said, this is his first time really running these cars, so it takes time to warm up to him. Some of the guys that have more time are definitely going to throw down some faster times. So.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a real shame because I think he had a decent lap on his first lap, and he just barely brushed the wall going into 3, which null and voided that lap. But I think he would have probably been, at least somewhere around the mid 24s and been up there, because he didn't throw the car around too much. He was kind of just driving it around the corners, but it was good enough to be fast.
Oh, if anyone isn't watching the chat, Alex brought up a great thing to talk about. No, it's not an hour qualifying. We're just doing single run qualifying like they would in real life. So once that's done, we'll be advancing the session. So I know Platt answered that, but for anyone that can't see the chat, that's what's going on. All right, looks like Luke throwing down a very competitive 24.363. Nice. What else? Who else is up next?
We got Kevin Foster, and apparently some reason it has him in a different session. But he is turning laps right now. As you can see, he just turned a 25.5. For some reason, it's only allowing 16 guys in this particular track right now. I don't know why, but
that's weird.
So you may not be seeing his laps right now.
I actually
but
see him.
He's turning laps.
I can hop sessions. So he is turning laps right now. We're watching him go. Has he been turning laps this whole time, or did he wait his turn?
No, he did wait his turn. He actually just turned his first laps there. So, yep.
We got 24.
So
695.
Yeah, which again is not terrible considering that the track is where it is. But last two guys are going to be going out there. We got Nick Nickerson out there on the track right now, and then last but not least is going to be Paul Butler finishing up the session here.
Nick Nickerson running in a big number this time, the 185.
Yeah, and that's more of an error on my side. He is the number 85. He's going to be running the 85 this entire season. So tonight it just didn't get changed in time. So he's the 185 tonight, but no big fuse. This is the same Nick Nickerson that that definitely ran as good as he did last.
Yeah, and way to mess that up, Carl. Good job.
Yeah, you know, I'm good for, you know, at least one screw up a week, so, you know, thank you for that.
I do the same, so I just gotta throw it back at you when you throw it back at me.
You know, I do it to make you feel better. But,
thank you.
I mean, right there, you show it's definitely the same Nick Nickerson as last year, running a solid lap there. I mean, you know, getting him into pole position at this point for heat number 2.
Yeah,
that's really, really good compared to where he was in practice.
All right, getting ready for Paul Butler to jump out there. Let's go ahead and hop in his cockpit. You guys, he was throwing down. I think he threw down a 2-hour practice last night. I hopped in for the last hour, but he's definitely put a lot of time just to get, you know, the feel for these cars. You know, like a lot of the guys out there, they haven't put too much time on the limited late models or under oval. So, you know, I got to spend some time with him, show him a little bit of tricks. Actually, I was able to teach someone, but he definitely had a better teacher in there. He had Jonathan Platt give him some tips and tricks. So he should be throwing down a pretty decent time.
Yeah, and it's like I mentioned earlier, he's one that he didn't have that much dirt experience coming in, and he definitely learned a lot just in the couple of sessions that we run.
Yeah, you can see right there, he bogged himself down just a little bit coming to that corner. But if he runs that outside line, looks like he's going to go ahead and throw it. Nice correction. Good job. And then pretty much, it's kind of funny, but it's like you're almost trying to keep the car as straight as possible. And it will do its thing. And coming in too hot, man. You got this. There we go. Oh, nice correction. And looks like his time was a 24.98. Oh, that's a bummer. I think he just bogged himself down in that one turn. That's what really
that
threw him
definitely
down.
held him up. But this second lap is going to be a little bit better. I'd say probably around the mid 24s.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so we are all wrapped up with the qualifying. I am most likely going to be in the first session here, so if you find somebody that's in the second heat and you want to bring them into the booth, you can talk to them. And
yeah, can you let?
If you want, I can hop into the.
Can you let them
I can
know
hop
that
into the second one.
Yeah, can you let them know that that I'm gonna pull someone for the second session?
Yep. Well, we'll let you know here in a second who's in each heat. So that'll give you some options right there. So
yeah,
there you go. All right. I will catch you later.
You got it. All right, so it looks like the first heat is going to be Clay, Jonathan Platt, Carl Handwerk, Luke, Paul Butler, Eric Andrews, Terry Condas, and Joshua Billiter. I'm going to go ahead and pull in Willie Evernham on this one. Hey, Willie, this is the booth. You copy?
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Well, it looks like you're not running the first heat, so I'm going to have you jump in here and commentate with me.
Hey, man, sounds like a plan.
You got it.
That just means I can't get a beer before my heat race.
Go grab a quick beer, dude. Come on.
Nah, it's fine. I'll get one before the feature.
You got 10 laps? All right. Pace car's out. All right, so who do you got your money on right now?
I mean, I think Jonathan's gonna be tough. He's starting on the outside of the front row.
Yeah.
Track is pretty worn out. It looks like the grip is moved up
just
above the slick. So
I think the session the state restarted,
did
so it should be smoothed out now.
Oh man, then really, I think.
What is Platt doing?
I'm not really sure.
No, it did not restart, but okay, that was weird.
I just said he had to take his Oculus off for a second.
Oh man.
I think he forgot where he put his beer.
Now's not the time to drink. Thank you, Wes, for popping in and let us know about that. For everyone out there that cannot see the comments, the green ribbon is for cervical cancer, and I'm sorry to hear that your sister passed away in 2010. My condolences. All right, pace car should be off. Let's get ready to do this.
Yeah, we got a pretty good heat race here. You got some guys that got the new guy of
Clay.
man, I keep forgetting his name, Clay. Man, well, I keep wanting to say Corey for some reason. I don't know. I feel like we don't have a Corey, so
We don't have a Corey. We need
might
a
change.
Corey.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna change Clay's name to Corey.
I think that'll work. All right, Clay taking the lead, coming up high. Luke locking in behind Platt there. Now, coming out of this first turn is really going to show who's handling it pretty well. And it
What a
looks
run
like
Jonathan Platt got off the top coming into. He looks like he's gonna throw a slider.
Yeah, there he goes.
And can he stick it? And
Nope,
Clay
nope.
over
Crossover
the
with the
crossover.
Clay.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
oh, he's gonna try it again.
Yeah, going to get a little closer with that, and I think Clay's going to be able to hold him off.
That's the bad part about these limited late models. I mean, yeah, they're fun to drive and they're.
Oh, and we
all
got a
that,
move
but
from Luke, riding the inside.
Bad part about these things is they get so bogged down because of the small 350 motors in them. Up, Eric Andrews is around.
And it looks like Luke taking a dive on the inside definitely slowed him down enough for Carl to get around him. Now I think the fight's going to come between Carl Handwerk and Jonathan Platt. Luke still trying to stay competitive with these guys, but definitely needs to straighten out a little bit of his driving there. I think he's scrubbing off some speed. Luke diving down on the inside again. I think he's favoring that inside line.
And Clay is not making a mistake.
No, he is solid. All right, let me know if anything happens with those guys in the front. I see some action in the back I'm going to jump over to.
All right, sounds good.
All right, looks like we have Paul Butler and Joshua Billiter going at it for a little bit. And Josh able to, oh, nope, swinging it out a little hard. That should give Paul the opening he needs. Terry looks like he spun himself around. It's going to put him behind everyone right now. Let's go ahead and go back to the front pack. And there we go. Jonathan Platt catching up to Clay. Look at him go.
I would about 3 laps to go. He might have a chance to let that thing get wound up and throw one heck of a slider. You know, hopefully it'll stick.
And you can see him doing that right now. He's running that outside line and just building up speed.
Question is do you throw one early, and in case it doesn't make, or in case it doesn't take, then you have enough a lap or two to gain momentum again and throw another one on the final lap. Looks like he's gonna wait for the last lap and
I'd go for the last lap too. I think running it once or twice is not going to work out too well. I think the last lap's probably best because there we go, and he's going for it.
Man, but Clay gets such a good run off the outside.
Yeah.
It's only lap 9. We're coming to the white flag now, so Jonathan might have one shot at it.
I think he does. You can see him gaining a little bit of speed around the corners.
Josh Billiter pulling to the inside.
Yep. That's gonna
Terry
mess up
getting
Luke's lane.
Terry Condis.
Uh oh, and this is where lap traffic. Uh oh.
Jonathan looks like he just settled for second and worry about it in the race.
Yep, that is correct. And that's going to be our lineup for tonight. Clay taking first place, Jonathan Platt taking second, and Carl Handwerk rolling in on third. Hell of a run by a lot of the drivers. All right, I'm going to send you back, Willie.
Yeah, I got some work to do.
Yeah, good luck, man. Thanks for popping in here.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
All right, now to the next session. As they get going, let's listen to some sweet, sweet music. right, session 2 is up and running. See if we can pull Carl Handwerk back in here.
Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken hearted and to be left all alone. Wheels are made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. Well, I loved you and told you so, but you ain't satisfied. Last time that I left home, you laughed while I cried. You think you're pretty smart now, but I'll catch up some time. Go on down, play the field while I roll down the line. Rolling on these rubber wheels. Someday, baby, you'll know how.
Hi, Randall. I am back in the booth.
All right, glad to have you back. Good run. I saw you get really close to Platt, and then just couldn't reach out and grab him. It was a close run. I think it was lap 5. You're catching up to him. Then he pulled away.
Yep, I kind of fell back a little bit. I made a couple bad turns in a row there, and slowly started reeling him in there at the end, but just not enough. Not enough to at least throw a slider in there and get aggressive. So I'll take it.
Good recovery, by the way. You had Luke jump in front of you, and you're able to recover that. That was good on you.
Yep. I just kind of figured they were gonna mix it up a little bit. Either Platt and Clay were gonna mix it up, or Luke was gonna get in there too. So I figured I'd just wait and jump on him when I.
All right, pace car's off, green flag out, and here we go. Frontline Nick Nickerson, Bryson Clark, followed up by Wesley Fuller and Connor Berry. Willie Everham actually running in 6th, so he's on that 3rd line. He's got some work to do. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, really surprised to see Willie back there, but I mean he's definitely got the skill to make his move up through the field. So we'll see how he does it and how.
Oh, and looks like Bryson Clark taking that inside line, getting a little aggressive. Same thing with Connor Berry, drop it down a little bit. That's one thing about dirt track is if no one's next to you, you got room to move. You can drop yourself down a little bit, try to gain a little bit of speed off some of these runs.
You can, but again, I mean, you're seeing right now, like Willie had a good entry into that corner, but if you don't and you get into that slick stuff again, it's like driving on ice. So
yeah,
unless you're going to pull a slide job, you really want to try and stay off of that as much as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like both Nick Nickerson and Bryson Clark are holding strong. Kevin Foster and Willie have been going at it. Looks like Willie was able to get ahead of him.
Yep, Willie doing a good job, coming from the back there, starting in 5th, fell back a little bit, and now he's making his charge, but doesn't look like Kevin Foster's letting him go that easy.
Yeah, no, Kevin's being a little loose around those corners, but he's definitely trying to keep that speed just to catch up to him.
I'll bring Jonathan Platt here in the booth too, see what he has to say about Willie being in the back there.
You got it.
Yeah, Platt, we were just talking about Willie having to start there in 5th, fell back a little bit, and now you see him making a little bit of charge through the field. A little surprising to see Willie starting back there.
Yeah, I was just actually kind of coaching him. Well, I shouldn't say coaching him. He knows what he's doing most times. I'm trying to tell him, if you're going to do it, fully commit, man. Fully commit. Like the sliders and stuff. He's kind of throwing half sliders there, and you really got to fully commit and be very aggressive. So he should make the pass on the card.
Yeah, he's definitely running them down here, and it seems like it's a really good battle up front there with Nick and Bryson. And really surprising seeing Nick throw that real fast lap time. Second last out there, and he still throws a second fast lap time out there. So yeah, Bryson's not letting him go though.
Yeah, and it looks like Bryson's getting ready to throw a slide job on him.
Yeah, see, I hope Bryson doesn't make the same mistake that I did in the first heat race. And I did it with 2 to go, trying to make the slider move. Hopefully he waits till the last lap, clears him, kind of, throws a little bit of a block and takes off. And he should win this heat race if he does it right. So it'll be interesting.
It really looks like he's getting a good drive off the corner. He's coming off the wall a little bit and getting that drive. I mean,
is he going to clear him? Nope, he won't have the run. He should have did it with about 1 to go. Just fully commit, fully submit down in the corner.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about before he came in here, is that where it's rubbered in down there, there's no drive whatsoever. It's just like driving on ice. So it's the same thing. You got to fully commit to wanting to run down there, and you got to be really low to be any kind of fast off.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. It is a heat race. You don't want to wreck anybody, but come 10 to go in that feature race, you better be watching out for some pretty dirty sliders. I mean, I'm not afraid to lay a door to you.
That's all part of the racing too. That's dirt driving.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. So I'll let it all up to Platt and Randall here in the booth.
You got it. Oh, it looks like Willie. Ooh. Getting close, almost plowing into the Connor.
Willie's starting to try to do too much because he sees that the laps are winding down. This is the last lap, so he's really starting to drive really aggressively.
Yeah.
Look at Bryson looking for a move here, going into 3.
Yeah, run over to Bryson real fast on the final lap. Let's go ahead and...
Nope, he didn't fully send it down in there.
No.
Nick kind of took the line away from him, so...
Yeah, Nick's going to be able to pull it. You're right.
Yeah, if you don't fully commit and fully get in front of the guy, there's just no way to clear him.
So, someone I want to point out, which is going to be interesting, Connor Berry throwing out some fast times, staying ahead of Willie. He's using the whole field, even when it's been rubbered in so much. So he's going to be someone you're going to want to watch out for when it comes to double file, because he's going to want to come down. And he's been running that outside line, but it looks like he's also really comfortable trying to dive down and really keep that spacing. But it looks like we're getting ready to start the race. So I'm going to put you back in there.
Yep. As far as it goes for Connor, I mean, don't expect them moves.
Yeah. Don't expect it to be open there.
Don't expect them moves to work in a race because the outside's gonna be rolling real. But hey, we'll see you guys later.
You got it. Thanks for popping in, man, and best of luck. All right, here we go. What we've been waiting for all night. The feature event. 53 laps. 23 laps to comp caution. Nothing but dirt, tires, and a big engine. Let's see what happens. All right, so anyone out there that is not familiar with the Core Racing series, we are actually going to be going 3 wide for all of our fans out there tonight. This is a thank you to everyone for tuning in, for being a part of the Core Racing series, for supporting drivers out there, whether they're friends, family, or just people you enjoy watching. And once again, it's just a thank you to everyone. Thank you for being a part of us. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to everyone. We're going to do our best to put on a great show tonight, and I hope you guys enjoy it. That is a full field tonight. We got 15 drivers. Wow. One of our biggest races yet. This is awesome. Just waiting for that pace car to drop off. I believe they have 1 lap to go. All right, here we go. Green flag. Play up in the front. Clean line from everyone. Look at that run. Wow. I was a little worried that some of the guys that aren't as experienced were going to kind of get into it, but it looks like everyone's keeping it real clean. They're running their double files. Looks like Luke getting on the inside of Carl Handwerk there. Let's get a little closer to that. Looks like he really wants that inside line. And definitely slowed down. He's going to go door-to-door with Connor Berry. And gives him a little bit of push. Oh, looks like Willie. We got an accident. I don't know who got caught up there, but definitely looks like Eric Andrews got spun around, and we're going to have our first caution of the night. Let's go ahead and roll a quick commercial, and we'll be back with the replay. All right, and this is going to be our carnage report for tonight. I think I found the situation. Looks like we had 2 instances. Going to go ahead and go live with this one. So watching Eric Andrews come in right now. He comes in, turns himself just a little too far, bogs down. Terry Condas gets into him, and then the number 16, that's going to be Kevin Foster, just plows through. You know, he had the speed, and you really can't get around these guys once you're sliding. Now let's go ahead and find the second accident that happened. Just give me one second. All right, looks like I was able to find it. Oh, that's going to be between Willie Evernham and Willie Evernham and Connor Berry. Let's show you guys this right now. So as they come around, Connor Berry and Luke are going to get into it a little bit. They're trying to fight for position, and Willie queues up on that, sees Connor swing out wide, tries to grab that, that inside line, and then gets hooked by Connor when Connor's trying to reconnect themselves. And it looks like Wes threw it into the wall too. That is a bummer. Hopefully these guys will get back on the road. Luckily they do have one faster pair, so they do have a spare car in the pits. So let's go ahead and get back to the live scene. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight, and thank you for this carnage report. Let's go back live. All right, so looking at the field right now, we have the 84 up in front. Nick Nickerson over next to him. Jonathan Platt running in third behind those guys. And then we are followed up by, Jonathan Platt's in fourth. Nick Nickerson's in third. It looks like Eric Andrews is in first. I don't know why it's saying that, but apparently it is. Interesting. Might have a little bit of a hiccup with the software, but that's fine. What we see is Nick Nickerson and Clay. There we go. It's re-racking itself. Looks like someone might have been a lap down. Nope, still showing it. Interesting. All right, just waiting for the pace car to drop off. I'm definitely going to expect... Luke's been doing some pretty good moves out there, so we're probably going to see him push hard. And then we also have Bryson Clark right behind those guys. So we have two good drivers. We're probably going to see some good pushing and pushing up against Carl. Carl's got Platt next to him, so he's got a hard customer to beat, but I think we're going to see some good racing between both those two. And there we go. Green flag should be dropping right now. Clay with a good launch. Carl right in the wall a little bit. Coming out of turn 1 and 2 into 3 and 4 right now. A couple of those guys riding that inside line, and we have another pile up in that back straight. Looks like, I know it shows lap 3 of 53. I don't know if the truck came out again. Looks like he's flashing. Yep, I believe the truck is out again. That is a bummer. Well, we're going to go ahead and roll the next commercial. I'll find that carnage report, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, now for the carnage report. It's kind of a tough one to call, so let's go ahead and roll with the live scene right now. So watch number 35. That's going to be Wesley. Looks like up ahead of him, I believe that's number 68. Paul gets into it with Willie, and Paul tries to recorrect himself and just dives down and then takes out Wesley, and also looks like Terry got caught up in that too. That is a bummer. And that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. Let's go ahead and roll back to the live scene. All right, welcome back. A little bit of bumping and bruising, it happens, but the front pack is staying solid. Looks like Platt wants to get going. Look at him go. Wiggling out there on the field. He's ready to race. Now, driving these dirt tracks is a little tough when you have a two-lane start. You know, you want to drive that outside line. And we're green. There we go. Jonathan Platt and Carl Handwerk getting into it. Platt going for that slide job coming on the inside. Riding the inside really well. He's going to go ahead and get himself ahead of him. He's going to now come up against Nick Nickerson. And looks like both Bryson Clark and Carl are going to get into it. And I think we just had another caution come out. Yeah, that is correct. I wonder what is going on with those guys in the back. Let's go ahead and roll that to a quick commercial, and then we'll be back with our replay. All right, so time for the Carnage Report. Give me 1 second as I pull it up. Yeah, I cannot find the incident. See if I can. Yeah, you know, I cannot narrow down that incident. I'm sorry about that, guys. We're just going to go to the live scene. Couldn't find out exactly what caused that. All right, looks like the lights are off on the truck, so we'll be going green, I believe, this lap around. Everyone's still in the race, so it looks like we did lose one of the guys. Might have had too much damage to his car, but some of those guys in the back, they definitely are a little beaten up, but it happens.
Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken hearted and to be left all alone. Wheels are made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on. Wheels are made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on.
All right, as we come into the front straight. And there we go. Green flag is going to drop. Bryson Clark pushing up against Carl Handwerk. Luke riding that outside wall a little bit. And there we go. Carl going neck and neck with Jonathan Platt. Can he beat him out of that corner? As we come into turn one. Good slide by Nick Nickerson there. Oh, and Clay closing the door on Nick. Look at that. That was beautiful. Now, can he go for it again? You know, Nick did build up the speed on that run, and definitely looks like these guys are going to go ahead and start running the inside line. Just trying to keep up speed. And before that track really wears in, they can definitely utilize the fact that, you know, that midsection is not rubbered in as hard, so you can definitely ride it a little harder on the inside and have room to correct yourself and not really get loose. So you're going to see a lot of these guys really pushing before it starts to rubber in. All right, riding in the seat with Carnaberry right now. Oh, pitching a little too hard. That's going to spin him. Oh, wow. And that's going to throw out a caution. Looks like him and the number 16 got caught up in that. That's going to be Kevin Foster. That is a bummer. All right, let's go ahead and roll that to a quick carnage report, and we'll catch up with that. All right.
Rolling, rolling on these rubber wheels. Someday, baby, you'll know how it feels to be broken hearted and to be left all alone.
All right, here we go. So you can see Carnaberry coming in for the run. He's going to go ahead and lock up on Luke on, I believe that's turn 4. And then as they come into turn 1 and 2, you're going to see him go for that position. He just stuffs his nose a little too deep, catches Willie. And then Foster comes in, slides, and says hello. That's a bummer. All right, back to the live scene. That's going to be our carnage report for tonight. All right, we are only 8 laps in. That's a bummer. It's been a rough run for those guys in the back. Like we said before, a lot of these guys are driving out of their discipline. Some of these guys are used to dirt, some of these guys aren't. So those guys that are used to it, you see them in the front pack, they're definitely pushing hard, trying to keep it going. Some of the guys in the rear, they're playing around with a little bit, trying to find their lanes, trying to learn how to drive around some other people. Like I said before, these limited late models are a little more touchy than your usual off-road car. Dirt street stocks are pretty good, and we got the green flag. Let's see how they take this first turn. Oh, aggressive throw by Nick Dickerson. Oh, Wesley Fuller getting into the outside line, touching that wall for a little bit. And we're having a little bit of a scramble as we come down that straight. Jonathan Platt really pushing himself, trying to catch up to Nick Dickerson. And it looks like Carl Handwerk finally able to get around Bryson Clark. He's been fighting with him all day. And there we go. Bryson running that outside line. And he's going for a crossover. Nope, he's going to stay with it. Oh, yeah, for anyone out there that is wondering why the caution laps are not ticking off, so they were using caution laps don't count, so that way we get a full 53 laps out of there instead of each lap or each caution being 3 laps and then whittling down the race time if we get a bunch of cautions lined up. This way these guys have to worry about the fact that they need to pit and grab fuel. They do have a little bit more in the tank, but there's definitely a section they got to go in and grab tires, grab fuel, and get back out on the track. Clay still throwing down some solid times up in the front and really holding it. He's up there, and Nick's trying to reel him back in. We're looking at 23.136 for his best. Right now they're running a 23.24 and a 23.27 from Nick Nickerson, so he's definitely trying to reel him back in, but I don't know, dude. This guy's been smooth all day, and being up in the front like that, it just allows you to get away from people. Only time it becomes a problem is when we start getting the lap traffic, but I don't think we'll see that right now. Nick Nickerson getting inside his bumper right there. Let's go ahead and jump into Nick's car so you guys can get a little bit of a feel of how close he's driving to him. And you see him bogging down a little bit, but trying to catch that speed, with these one-gear cars, it's a little tough. Sends it a little too hard on that one. Corrects himself, gets back on the track. And wow, look at that. Clay inches away from that rail and still keeps it smooth. And it's almost like he's not even like sweating it. He's just, oh, look at me go again. He just rides it right in there. That is some amazing driving. All right, let's go ahead and go down the field a little bit. Looks like Jonathan Platt and also Bryson Clark. Oh, looks like Bryson Clark able to get around Carl Handwerk again. I wonder what happened between those two. Terry Condas and Wesley Fuller, the 32 and 35. Just walking the field a little bit. And I want to say we're going to see a pretty good battle between Bryson Clark and Jonathan Platt coming up these next couple laps. Let's go ahead and stick with them. All right, looks like Joshua Billiter is taking a knee for tonight, so we're going to go ahead and pull him into the booth and talk to him. Let me move him up to the broadcasting booth. All right, 3 laps to go before we hit our caution. Hey, Josh, this is the copy.
Yeah, I got a copy. What's up, Moose?
Not much. Just wanted to chit-chat since you're taking a knee right now. We got the comp caution in 2 laps. Seeing some pretty good battles between Jonathan Platt and Bryson Clark right now. They're trying to go at it. Looks like Bryson made a move and Platt closed the door on him. I don't know if he's going to reel it back up and try and send it again.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more take out there than give right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too great at driving these things. I finally lost it there. I'm sure you've seen over in turn 4, and I was basically done. So figured I'd hop up here in the booth with you guys.
That's a bummer, man. Well, I'm still glad to have you up here. And looks like, yep, there we go. Bryson Clark running the outside line. I think he's trying to maintain speed as they come into lap 22. And Platt keeping that distance, but oh man, he's so close.
Yeah, he's right on his back bumper there.
Yeah.
I'd look for the slide job into probably into turn 1.
I don't think it, because lap 23 they're going to be closing it off right now. Caution's going to come out.
Oh yeah, the comp caution. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and there we go. Bryson bringing it home at 4th. Platt playing some great defense. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to our sponsored videos, and then we'll be back with the live scene. Alrighty, we're back, and everyone's rolling into the pits right now. tires, fuel. They're definitely going to need it.
Looks like someone missed their pit stall there.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Looks like he's backing up right now.
Hey, Randall, what do we have for the invert here?
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
You want me to pick Randall?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pick number 1 to 10.
You pick number 10?
7.
Oh, 7? Okay.
Yep.
10-4.
That is going to be a mix-up for everyone out there. So just a reminder, I actually forgot, but thank you, Carl, for popping in there. We're going to have 7 cars invert. That's right. Positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are going to the back of the line. And that's going to give Wesley Fuller a sit in the front, Paul Butler, Eric Andrews, Clay... What? No. Oh, sorry. When they pitted it, it re-racked them. That's going to give Wesley Fuller, Paul Butler, and I believe Eric Andrews a front seat. So this is going to be pretty good for these guys. Oh, and a little bit of pushing from Bryson Clark there. Watch yourself, Bryson.
So Paul Butler will be starting second?
I believe so. We'll see how it lines up, because these guys did go into pit, and so what happens is when they pit, it re-racks a little bit. So we gotta wait for them to roll out before I can take a look.
Get it, Paul? Paul's kind of my teammate out there.
Looks like Willie's up there. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the automatic sponsors are not really stepping it, or automatic sponsors. Automatic, what do you call it? Spotters aren't really stepping in. At least that's what it seems like. There's probably so much going on. Like, he's on your left, he's on your right, he's coming around you. That you want to turn it off. All right, so everyone is gonna pit right now, and then after they're done pitting, they're gonna roll out in the position that they've been allotted. All right, looks like in the front we have Willie Evernham. Uh-oh, that is a turn of events. He might have been playing the long con. Didn't want stage points, he just wanted to be out there.
Yeah, Willie is pretty good on dirt, so that might be something to watch if he gets up in.
Now these guys are coming out fast. They're coming out swinging right now. Are they trying to catch up to the pace car?
Yeah, it looks like the pace car is right there at the end of pit wall, so they're probably coming off pit road to.
And it stopped flashing, so we're ready to go. Whoa, Luke, be careful, man. Looks like Willie wants the outside. So it looks like our invert is a little different than we expected. They might have changed a little bit just because of what happened out on the road. We saw a couple guys stay out on the track.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yep, they're going to extend the caution. There we go. Lights just came back on. Caution's going to be extended while they re-rack themselves. Sorry about this, folks. When we're doing stuff like this, it gets a little tricky for some of the guys that are brand new to core, just because we're doing different things out in the track, and it gets a little tough sometimes because you're like, oh, just pit in, go back out, and then they're like, no, we're re-racking and we're doing inverted. So get into these positions. So they gotta allot themselves and pull people back. So it gets tough sometimes.
Oh yeah. Dirt track racing is always fun to me, especially when there's inverts like this. It's like I said, it's fun to me, but I'm just not very good at it. I like watching. It seems like Willie, Carl.
Oh, I think here we go.
And Yep, well, here we go for the restart.
Yep, Willie up in the front, Luke right next to him, and then we have Bryson Clark and Carl Handwerk. Oh, and Jonathan Platt going in for that slide job, and that's going to push Carl up. Oh, Luke, can you keep it straight? We're going to go 3 wide?
Yeah, we were 3 wide coming off 2 there.
Yeah, and I think they may maintain that as we keep going. Platt really trying to dive in and get around Carl there, but Carl's closing that door. Nick Nickerson also known to try and push it. Uh-oh. Good recovery from Carl there. Platt giving him a little push, said, hey, man, I'm coming to get you.
Yep, they doored each other. They're dooring each other.
And they're into the wall.
Platt in the wall.
Getting a little rough.
Yep.
Second
there
stage
was
is
some
definitely
banging there.
And that's something fun about dirt is you can bang and pretty much survive most of the time.
Yeah, it doesn't really absolutely destroy the car like it does on the NASCAR style like
tracks.
Vehicles.
Yeah,
tracks.
It's also the speed that these guys are going. If we pull this up right now, let's go ahead and pull up the drive along. And Jonathan Platt, you know, around the corner, he's doing 70 miles an hour, and we have a caution out. It looks like someone got held up in the back. But yeah, you're doing about 60 to 80 miles an hour on the track. That's a huge difference, you know, compared to 200 miles an hour, especially when you impact. And I think that might have been involved with Wesley Fuller. Let's go ahead and run a quick carnage report, and we'll be right back. Oh man, I just did something I shouldn't have.
What's that?
I just closed down my software.
Oh.
Hang on, folks. I pressed the wrong button. We all make mistakes. I just got so excited.
Accident was Wesley Fuller and Terry Condis. They're coming off turn 2.
I saw Wesley driving slow, so I thought it was those two. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. Hang on with me. There we go. I see it now.
You want to pull Paul Butler in the booth real quick?
Yeah, if you want to pull him over, do you have the ability to do that?
I will check and see.
All right, so we're going to go live with it. As you can see, Terry Conda is slowing down a little bit. Wesley trying to watch his braking. And boom, he's going to come out a little too hot. Terry's still trying to find his footing. And boom, they're going to spin. That's a rough one. All right, I'll pull Paul over right now. Once again, that is our carnage report for tonight. Let's go ahead and get back to the live scene. And it looks like we still have some time. Let's pull in Paul. Hey, Paul, this is Booth. You copy?
Yeah, man. What's going on, brother?
Josh wanted to pull you in and talk to you. Josh, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, man, it looks like there's some rough driving out there. You doing okay?
I'm trying, man. You know I don't like this dirt stuff.
Oh yeah. Looks like you're doing a pretty good job, though. What do you think about the track conditions and the cars around you right now?
Well, it's slick and they can all drive and I can't, so it's a little rough.
All right, man.
All right, we're going green. Sorry about that, Paul.
I'll let you go here.
All right, we're back.
I didn't realize they were going green there. My bad about that.
Oh, and there we go. Clay going almost 3 wide. Oh, and we got a turn. John Platt getting to the back of Luke. Luke trying to maintain it. Oh, and that is a rough one.
Looks like we got a big wreck there on the. Is that the back stretch?
Yeah, that was on the back stretch. Let's go ahead and run that again. You guys pretty much saw it because I was locked onto Luke. Let's run it one more time and get you guys that carnage report. All right, so keep your eye on Luke right now. As they come in, Luke's going to drop back a little bit. Platt's going to lift him on the backside, and that's going to get a little rough. And like I said, these cars, once you start oversteering, they don't correct themselves. You just got to let loose and let it roll out. And that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. Looks like Wesley Fuller. Oh, and we have another almost fully trashed car. That's Jonathan Platt. He's out. Looks like it. I don't know what's going on with this car. He's driving sideways. Yeah, it looks like he broke something. All right, that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. Let's get back to the live scene. That is a bummer.
Willie Evernham's still up there in the lead in that Joker graphics paint scheme.
I can see that.
Had to give myself a shout out there.
I'm going to step out and use the restroom real fast while these guys do the caution. If you have, mic's all yours.
All right, 10-4. So looks like we'll be going green here this time, bud.
All right, back in the nick of time. Here we go. Green flag getting ready to drop.
Looks like we got somebody aggressive down there on the bottom. Tried to throw a slide job, just didn't have the run.
Yep, gonna go ahead and ride with Clay right now as he's racing for the top four positions. He's on the inside. We have Carl up in front of him, and on the outside, Nick Nickerson and I believe Willie Evernham. Oh, he's gonna get into Nick a little bit. You can see how hectic these wheels are. It looks like we just dropped someone off almost. Oh no, Willie's up there in the front too. He's gonna go ahead and go for that outside line. And with Carl running like mid to low, you really can't pass on that low side. So I think he's going to swing himself up high and ride behind Willie for a little bit and really just try and keep himself paced and keep speed.
Looks like Carl will finally get to the lead there.
Yeah. And there's 5 guys gunning for it right now. We got Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson, Clay, Willie Evernham, and Connor Berry up in the front, all fighting for position. And they are pushing hard. Even that mid-pack is still pushing hard, too. Look at them go. And Nick just can't seem to get around Carl. He's neck and neck with him, but just can't seal the deal.
Yeah, it's really hard to get that run off the corner.
And there it is.
There on that
He's going to go
line.
for it. It's going to slow him down, though. And Clay looking for that opening. I think he wanted to push it in, too. But he definitely had a lift. Looks like Willie dropped in behind Clay now. He was running in second place, and the caution is out. Let's see who got caught up in that as we look around. I want to say that is the number 68, Paul Butler. Let's go ahead and run that to a carnage report, and we'll be right back.
Go on, gal, play the field while I roll down the line. Rolling on these rubber wheels. Someday, baby.
All right, and here we go. Watch Paul Butler as he comes into turn 3, and he's gonna overcorrect. Yep, boom, and just gets picked up. That's a bummer. Kevin Foster having a rough run tonight, getting caught up in a lot of accidents. And it looks like Paul Butler might be too damaged to keep going. But that is our carnage report for tonight. Let's get back to the live scene. All right, so while we're getting close towards the end, just want to say thank you to all our sponsors again tonight. Mountain Melts, Joker Graphics, Southern Hearts Creations, and Elkhart Racing Supply. If we didn't have you guys, we wouldn't have extra money to put out and host these races, put on practices, and give these guys a decent pot to race for.
Yeah, big thanks to all of our sponsors, including you, Moose. Thank you for the broadcasts.
No problem, man.
I still think I know we're going to be coming to 30 to go here. I still think Jonathan Platt is one to watch.
Yeah, right now I don't see he's running back in 8th place with Terry, but he's got a fresh car, so yeah, we're going to see him pushing. To Zach, that is I'm going to have a hard time with the last. It's Thatcher. Is that correct for the last name, or Thacker? Josh?
Yep.
Is it Thacker or Thatcher?
Thacker.
Thacker. That is Ernie Thacker, Backbone Job, I believe just played, and then the next one that's going to come up is, I have it written down, 1 second. Oh, that was Rolling on Rubber. This one's Backbone Job. And we're going green. Oh, that was
We're going to have 20 to go. My bad. Sorry about that. My
That's
little
okay, man.
comment earlier about 30 to go. Yeah, Jonathan Platt, or Platt, he just seems like a man on a mission to me right now.
You know, I've seen him work up these fields so fast, it's pretty crazy. And Nick Nickerson really pushing to get on the inside. You saw him just throw another slide job and then slow himself. and Clay, honestly, I think Clay's waiting for Nick to make a mistake. I think he's just waiting for Nick to throw in another slide job. And I think last time he rode the outside, so he's probably going to try and close that door on Nick. And here goes Nick. Nice clean slide, getting in front of Carl. Carl's going to go for the crossover. Can he complete it, though? Nope, he's going to hold it straight. And looks like Clay's also going to go for the inside again. Carl's got a lot of competition up in front with him.
This is some really good racing for the, first through third here.
Oh, and there we go. Clay throwing it in. And Carl for the crossover.
Oh, almost got it.
Yeah, Carl's staying real close to him, though. You don't want him to get back in on that inside line. Good move. That's something you want to do when you're racing with these guys. Is you want to, if someone takes the outside and you're right behind them, sometimes you want to push in right next to them and don't give them room to adjust themselves. That way, they have to lift and then before they can turn in, and you're able to come in a little hotter than them.
We got Platt up to 4th.
He's eating up that field, and he's got Carl in front of him now, so he's got a big jump to go. But I think he can pull it off. Zach, you can't be missing qualifying like that, man. And I think we're getting a pass by Clay right now. Nick Nickerson getting a little scared there.
Are you showing Kevin Foster as the leader?
Yeah, there's a glitch going on.
Okay.
I think it's a software problem since we're running caution laps don't count.
Oh, yeah, yep. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I know it's new to iRacing. So as you can see right now, he's got a very muddy visor. He most likely has already cleaned it off and pulled his his tearaway. But when it comes to us being able to view, it doesn't allow us to see them pulling their tearaways. Also, you might notice that the in-race telemetry doesn't really move too much. That's because during professional races and stuff like that, they don't want other people, like say he's got someone watching the broadcast and they pop into the cockpit, they don't want to see the car's telemetry or what's going on with the oil, water pressure, and also RPMs. That way they can't give away anything, hey, push them a little harder, and we want to burn them out a little bit. But so... And it looks like we have a caution out. That's a bummer. Did the fireworks just go off?
Yeah, I was showing the fireworks going off.
What is going on here? Did we just run out of our time session too? I wonder what happened.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no. You should have called me, Zach. I would have helped you out. That was weird. Let's pull in Carl and see what's going on real fast. But they're racing pretty hard. They trying to catch up to the pace car again?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'm gonna pull in Carl and see if we can get some inside info. What's going on at the race right now? Hey, Carl. This is Booth. You want to update us on what's going on right now?
Yeah, I think once again, iRacing kind of got glitched up there, and it actually had Kevin in the lead that entire time there, which wasn't the case. So he went down pit road now, and it should clear everybody up. But it should be Nick in first, Clay in second, me in third.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it had Kevin in first there that time.
Yeah, I just noticed that it was carrying over like that, so we just kind of ignored him. But yeah, I think that's because that we have the caution laps don't count.
Honestly, I mean, I think it's a nice feature, but it's still got some glitches in it, so it's definitely going to need to be worked
on. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep up with it. We'll make a mental note, and hopefully that clears up. I'll put you back. Thanks, man.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
I know the race kind of started rough, but I'm really surprised of kind of how clean the guys have been with each other, especially with the track wearing in.
Yeah, they've been doing amber green. Wow, that came
yeah,
on fast.
I didn't even realize.
And there we go. Turn 1 and 2, nice and clean. As they come into turn 3, who's gonna pull away? Oh. Platt smashing his outside wall. Is that part of turning? Is that a little trick? Is to tap that outside wall and get yourself back in?
Really, you want to have that right rear kind of hanging as close to the cushion as you can, but not actually on it. That's my opinion of it anyway. I kind of struggle with it. Myself. I don't really understand it. I did pretty good driving a real dirt late model, but on iRacing I can't drive it to save my life. But that was what I was always told, is that you want your right rear kind of hanging right there at the edge of the cushion, but not actually on it.
It might just be like maybe a little bit of texturing issues with the dirt and how they have it textured and how the tires stick to it.
Oh yeah.
But it looks like
go
ahead.
I'm sure I'll eventually get used to it. It just kind of feels different.
For me, it was the steering ratio. The steering ratio felt a little off.
Yeah, the steering wheel to me feels too, like
too sensitive.
It's too twitchy, I guess.
Yeah, I turned mine down to a 10 and 1, and that really fixed it up for me. And we have another caution out. Looks like I want to say that was Luke caught up in the spin.
Yep, Luke and Terry, it looks like.
All right, let's go ahead and roll that back to a replay. See if we can catch that.
Looks like the 16 might have got into Luke a little bit there, coming off turn 4. And then Terry just didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, look, going into turn 3 and 4 right now, or sorry, turn 1 and 2. I went back a little bit. Nope, turn 2. Yeah, he catches the inside of his tire and just lifts him, and he hooks himself. That's a bummer.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was turn 2. My bad.
All right, that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. That is a bummer, but it happens. So let's get back to the live scene. There we go.
we pull Nick into the booth real quick?
Yeah. I have these, like, both these songs are at 2 different volume levels, so I'm going to have to adjust them as they change. I'm sorry for anyone out there that's getting hearing the music go up and down and then fade. I'm having to manually adjust it. Usually I don't have to do that. All right, you want Nick Nickerson?
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, this is Booth. You copy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. Josh wanted to pull in the booth and talk to you a little bit. We know that you're having to defend against Clay, so I think he wants to talk about that.
Hey, Nick,
Yeah,
you got a copy?
What's up, man?
Hey, man. Just tell us what's going on out there at the track state. What's your plan for holding off that 84 car and getting that win?
I'm gonna try to hug the very top of this thing as long as I can, because he could maybe pass me on the inside, but I'm definitely not giving the room to pass on the outside. So we'll see. But we're about to go green here.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you back. Thanks,
okay.
Nick.
Yep.
All right, that was Nick Nickerson. Yeah,
you definitely don't have much time here to talk to the drivers under caution.
No, that's why I really haven't been doing it too much, just because you only get like 1 sentence in and then they go green, especially with the Carnes report. It's fine, man. And we got a little bit of a false start from both the 18 and the 19, both Willie and looks like Carl getting into it.
Looks like Nick got a really good restart there. Couple of car links on the 84.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the banjos.
Oh yeah, you can't beat a banjo.
Can't beat a banjo, especially when people are going crazy and spinning around. How is Platt keeping his car so clean? Oh, and Willie, what was that? Did you see?
He climbed the fence there.
Yeah, that was insane. I believe a caution might come out for that. Yeah. What just happened?
Oh, wow.
Let's roll that back, because I just caught him out of the corner of my eye flying.
Yeah, he may have got in that black.
I think he did. I'm watching it right now before I bring it up live. I want to see what happens.
Or someone may have got into him or something.
That's not what he did. All right, so watching Willie Everham, he's behind Connor Berry. He's like, all right, I'm going to go for a slide job. And his car locks up. He gets tight and sends it, rides the wall. And then, boom, Audi. Ouch. Yeah, no, he was just going for it. He went for a slide job, and I think his car just locked up on him. Let's pull him in the booth and talk to him.
I see what happened there now. He caught that grass at the end of pit wall, and the car wouldn't grip across the black, and it just slid right up into the wall.
Yeah, because if you catch that grass, it lifts you a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. I just watched the replay there in slow motion, and it looked like it just lifted all 4 tires off the ground and just kind of tossed him up into the black.
Oh man. You know, I was playing around with that a little bit mid-race, and I didn't see a problem with it. That's so weird.
It looks like to me that the track is starting to wear in.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Especially that bottom groove. It looks like anytime I see a car down there, it looks like they're really struggling to keep it.
Well, lucky for these guys, they got about 5 laps to go. If I did my math correctly, which I'm not a math major, so don't trust me. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. Yeah, yep. No, I wish that was a do it for Dale moment, but that was a. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh. That was a put out the fire, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Save me Oprah Winfrey.
that's exactly what happened. He's like, oh shit, and you gone.
Yep, she go.
And you gone. Oh man. All right, so looks like we are going to be going green. Coming up right now.
I'm still not going to count Jonathan Platt out of this.
Oh no, dude, he's worked his way up. He's around Carl now, and we're hitting the pace car. Goes inside. Nick, this time not getting the run that he wants. Look at that, Clay staying up on him. Both Platt queuing up on that too. And a lot of those guys back there too are driving really solid. Like all these mishaps are like just minor mistakes.
Yeah, it's just like it's not that it's like someone out there just wrecking somebody. It's just like you said, just a minor mistake. Some of these guys, you know, they might be like Paul. He mentioned earlier that he was kind of struggling.
Yeah, and and we have a move.
Slide job for the lead here.
Yep, and he completes that. What a solid move.
And Nick is going to try the crossover here. He's inside of him, going down into turn 1.
Yep, and he's going to go for it. Oh, no. Come on, Nick. You can do it.
Will he clear him? No, he will not.
No, they're going to go neck and neck.
Side by side. This is going to be a crazy battle for the win.
And if you've been noticing, Jonathan Platt's just sitting there waiting. He's waiting for it.
Yep.
Nick with another slide job, really slowing himself down. But he has that outside line.
Into the wall there a little bit.
That outside line is going to pay off a little bit. Because what's going to happen is same thing. He's going to be able to cross over onto Clay. Nope.
We go back into turn 3. We got Platt on the inside of Nick now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Looks like the 84 of Clay is starting to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, and we're on our final lap. Platt coming up and pushing Carl into the wall, not letting him go for the pinch. And that's going to take us into the final lap.
Is Nick going to try a crossover?
No, he's got nothing left in his toolbox to throw at him. And
yeah,
we are finished.
Nate was guarding against the slide job there. He went down on the bottom in 3 and 4.
Yeah. And that is going to be it for tonight. What a hell of a run. All right, well, while these guys cool off a little bit, let's go ahead and once again thank our sponsors. Who just clipped that wall? That was the 32. That was Terry.
Yep, Terry.
Want to thank our sponsors out here tonight. Once again, that's going to be Joker Graphics, Southern Heart Creations, Elk Heart Racing Supply, and also Mountain Melts. Thank you for sponsoring this race, and let's get ready to pull these guys in for the podium interviews. Carl a little upset that Platt cut him off. All right, let's pull these guys in. All right, starting off with Jonathan Platt. Pull these guys into the waiting room real fast. All right, and in the booth with us tonight, we have Jonathan Platt. How are you doing tonight, man?
Give me 1 second.
You got it. 1,000. Oh, Zach, to answer your question. Oh, okay. All right. Wow. You fought your way back up after that halfway mark, dude. That was insane.
Yeah.
Really, really good driving. Let me turn you up real fast. For some reason, I have you really low again. I don't know why. Did you have to grab a fresh car after that midway point?
Yeah. I don't know, man. This one, I don't know.
Well, you still put on a great show, dude. You literally worked up the whole field after that, and you were pretty much getting ready to give Nick a run for his money because you know he was trying to fend off Clay. Clay got around him, and then you were lined up to grab him. It's just 1 or 2 more laps, and I think you would have had him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Car was good. Car was solid. I think going forward, if this league runs any more invert races, I will not race them.
Not a fan of that?
No, I mean, just, I don't know. I don't want to be mean, but from the competition side of it, you know, we rolled a 7 and we put guys that aren't even fast up there, and check the field up and cause a big crash. So, I mean, it is what it is. Came back, rallied to P3. So I guess I'm happy with that. I don't know. Just
Yeah, I can feel that a little
not a
stressed out.
fan of not a
Inverts.
fan of these inverts. I mean, it ended up killing me. It killed Bryson. I mean, those 5 or 6 really fast cars up there, and we got caught up in the
Yeah.
It's not the dude's fault. It's not whoever's fault. I mean, it's just
No,
we're put in this box and we try and go race, and
yeah, you got to do what you
fortunately
can.
he got tight, and I mean, I'm probably gonna say it's probably inexperience in these cars, and it stacked the field up at that point, and I turned him sideways. So
yeah,
if I lip, I'm getting run over too. So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's what happens when you're running in that mid pack, and maybe you have someone in front of that's a little slower. It happens.
Yeah,
so.
I know Bryson's not too happy with it, so that's why he ended up quitting early, because he had 3.5 minutes of damage because of that.
Ooh.
So
That's a bummer.
yeah, I know he's not too happy. I mean, I love this league, love it to death, love racing these guys. So hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, maybe we'll sit down and talk about the rules a little bit, maybe change some things. But like I said, this like I've said before, this league is about doing different things. So we always try different stuff, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We've had luck with inverts before, but maybe on a dirt track it's just not a good show.
Yeah, I mean, even the inverts at USA didn't work that great to like where I thought it worked, good. But it is what it is,
You got it. Well, great job on third place, man. We got I believe a doozy for the next race. Let me take a quick look at it.
Watkins going.
Yeah. Wow. That's gonna be a
supercar.
That's gonna be a tough run. So how do you think you're gonna handle that coming up?
Yeah, I'll probably finish last. So it is what it is.
All right, man.
I'll be there racing you for last play.
There you go. You got a buddy.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. Sorry you had a rough time, but hopefully you'll have a good run when it comes to the V8 cars.
Yep. Want to thank my brother again for watching. Sorry it was kind of a shit show. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to have that many fucking cautions. I need to thank Carl for putting this show on and having to deal with all the shit that he had to deal with tonight. Want to thank you for having to deal with that shit show.
It wasn't that bad, man. Don't worry about it.
Want to thank Josh for great paint scheme, man. Anybody out there that's listening, watching, go to Josh Belter, Joker Graphics, get a car painted. Dude is top notch, amazing. Need to thank Southern Heart Creations. Need to thank Alcar Race Supply. Besides that, I mean, it is what it is.
You got it, man. Well, hope you have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.
Yep. You can keep me here if you want to. It don't matter. So.
All right, you got it. Let's pull in
interviews.
Thank you for that shout out, Platt. I appreciate that, man.
No. Thank you for the awesome paints.
All right, bringing in
corners.
Sorry about that. You want to go back and talk about your corners? Maybe about your curves a little bit too.
Yeah.
I have a bad habit of pulling in like right mid word. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, I try to make conversation while I'm sitting there waiting, so it's cool.
Oh man. All right. So for our second place, we have Nick Nickerson. You had a hell of a run in the beginning, and then you had Clay trying to reel you back in. Dude, I was hoping you could defend against him, because you defended against two of his slide jobs, and he just wasn't able to finish them. You guys were going neck and neck, and he pulled out in front of him again. And that last one, he got in front of you. What happened?
And so, honestly, I wasn't expecting him to make a move that soon, which is probably kind of a good thing, because I didn't think slide jobs would work that well as they did.
Yeah.
So once he did it, I'm like, all right, let me try this, and I went and pulled one on him. And then my idea was that I was not going to do another slide job until the last turn on the last lap.
Yeah.
But then I saw he started defending, so I was like, all right, I know he's going to go down low. I'm going to try to ring it on the top side and see if I can pass him before the finish line. And it was like our speed was exactly the same. It's just the car had no hook. So, maybe I should have thrown that third slide job.
Just see if you can get it.
All in all, but, Clay, awesome driver, man. Obviously, he's very experienced in the dirt racing. He's very welcomed competition in this league. Now I got to worry about him and Platt when it comes to these dirt races. So, and Carl too. I mean, it's this league's gonna be turning out to be pretty good.
Josh, you got any questions?
No questions, but my son wants to say something real quick, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, we don't mind. Bring him on.
God bless God. You can say it like God bless God.
Wow, right.
Sorry about that, guys.
I didn't mean
Awesome.
for him to scream there. Sorry about that.
He likes race cars.
I got a question, Nick.
Yeah.
How hard was it to deal with all the cautions lap after lap? You know, getting up to speed, finally getting into a rhythm, then having it stopped, and then having to get back into that same rhythm. You know, dirt track is a lot of rhythm. You know, you got to get back into your rhythm. You know, searching for where the speed is, searching where the grip and dirt is. You know, how hard was that to deal with all these cautions, which is extremely uncharacteristic for a core.
Yeah, it's very difficult. You know, especially when I'm dealing with a new guy like Clay. I only got one good opportunity to see how he was driving, and to see like where I can get some time on him or where I'm losing time. But you know, for the most of the race, it was really hard to get that kind of information. It was just winging it every single restart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's very difficult. It's very annoying, but you know, it's just part of the race. And I know a lot of guys in this league probably aren't really big into dirt racing. There's a few of us are, but you know, the rest of the season should be good.
I think that's just kind of what happened is maybe some people didn't pop in for the practices like they should have to maybe get a little familiar with it. They thought they could wing it a little bit, and these limited late models are definitely something you can't wing too well. You definitely gotta. Luckily, you have the hour practice ahead of time, but you gotta sit down and put down your time with these limited. They're a little touchy. They're not like street stocks where you can give and take, and it doesn't react too hard. These limited, you come out of a corner and you oversteer, and you're wiggling that wheel back before it just gets straight.
Well, even that, and it's very different running side by side with any other any other series, you know. So it's almost like this weird illusion when you go side to side with somebody, and you know that takes a lot of practice in itself before you can actually start racing.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, it was a fun race. I enjoyed it, all 2 hours of it.
Yeah, you guys had a good run at the end. We have the V8 supercars coming up at Watkins Glen for the next race. What do you think you're going to prep for that?
Nothing, man. I'm just gonna come in last second.
In.
Hopefully I start this
ready.
I don't know if you remember the last V8 supercar race. Like I started on the outside with Bryson on pole, and I had some issue with my sound, so I had to exit out, and then I missed the start. And I had to start all the way from the back, and I was able to get up to second before running out of time. But
I don't know. I think I also remember someone getting plowed while he was driving down the straight because he was going too slow.
Oh, Josh, what's up?
Yeah, that was me. Thank you for that, Carl. If you can hear me, I appreciate that. I have not forgotten.
And he will be back. Well, thanks for racing tonight, Nick. I had a great time watching you guys race door to door and go at it. It was pretty good show at the very end. We're going to go ahead and move on to Clay. Is there any last words before we give you the boot?
Just thanks to everybody who has a part in these leagues, and you and your broadcasts. It's always fun to watch during the week.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
You got it. We appreciate you. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. We wouldn't have a great show if we didn't have you guys.
Hell yeah, man. Can I stay in here and help talk to Clay?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Shout out to Alex Traup also for watching. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to Moose.
All right, time to bring in our first place winner, Clay. And I'm going to ask you, because I've probably been pronouncing this wrong. How do you say your last name?
Debin.
Debin. Okay, I went with Deban, but it's Debin. Cool.
Close enough.
Wow. You ran the front pretty much the whole race, and then Nick got in front of you, and then you took it back. Were you expecting Nick to kind of get in front of you on that last section?
After the invert, I really didn't know what to expect. I was just going to kind of hang on, try to race everybody clean, and see where it played out. And I was lucky enough to get back up to the front where we could settle it out between.
Yeah, you guys had a great battle for those last 3 laps. I know talking to Nick, he said he didn't know if slide jobs would work too well, and saw you pull it off and started try to rinse and repeat, and decided to hold off on the third one, which like Nick said, he wished he would have done it. But you guys were going at it pretty hard.
Yeah, I was kind of being patient. That we had a couple yellows right there towards the end of the race that I was thinking about throwing them a little sooner, but I didn't want to get into one of those deals where we're just throwing slide job after slide job, lap after lap, and just slow each other down. So I was trying to be a little methodical.
Yeah, kind of pace it out a little bit.
Yeah, I knew Nick was rolling pretty good around there. I was just waiting to get a run at him and hopefully be able to clear it and not park it on.
I was hoping you guys would just wreck each other.
Yeah, I saw Platt pacing you guys in the back. He was keeping enough pace. If you guys were to wreck, he would just punch through.
Yeah, Platt and Carl both kept us honest. It was a great race up front. That was a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, since this is the first time up in the booth, I really don't know much about you. Tell us a little bit about your background and what you really like to drive. I'm assuming it's dirt, but I could be wrong.
I've been on iRacing since the dirt came out. That's what I've been running. I run a dirt car in real life, so that's kind of what brought me here.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm on a team D1RT Racing. We've got some really fast guys. I'm like the 6th or 7th fastest guy on dirt on our team.
Shit.
And we put in a lot of work, so it's fun to find other guys that you can go out and race clean and respectful with and have a good time.
Yeah, well, hopefully you enjoy Corp because we definitely throw some curveballs at you, and it's going to be a very, very long and tough season with we got Watkins Glen coming up, and then it looks like NASCAR at Kansas, and just a lot of different stuff rolling down the line. But no, good to see you out here, man. Great to see someone giving Nick a run for his money, and also Platt. When you get some of the top runners get someone that challenges them, it's kind of fun to see how these guys react to it because they get used to running maybe 2-3 races taking podium, and then someone comes in and steps up in front.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad I could show up and give them somebody to race with. I'm a dirt ringer. I'm going to be in the way on the asphalt, so I'll take my wins when I can get them, and then we'll just come out and have fun on the rest, and I'll try to not be too much of a...
Yeah, Clay, this is kind of BS, man. It's usually Nick winning and me second. So thanks for coming here. Thanks for coming here and spoiling it.
That was fun, guys. Thanks for letting me come.
No problem.
Man. It was awesome racing with you.
I think you kind of asked the question, or already answered a question I was going to ask. But I was curious how you thought you were going to deal with the rest of the schedule here. But
just take my lumps and have some fun and try to learn and enjoy the.
Yeah.
Well, it's an honor to have you here, man. It was a lot of fun racing with you, and I can't wait to get to the asphalt where we can try and teach you something like you taught us.
Yeah. Riggin took us for a ride.
I'll get my lumps next week, I'm sure.
Well, you never know. You might turn out to be might be a good road racer. So we'll see what happens.
Well, if nothing else, I'm sure I'll find somebody to race with mid-pack or in the back or wherever, and it'll be.
Oh, definitely. We have a lot of good guys out there.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
There you go. You and Platt can go hand in hand around the corners. All right, man. Before we clock out here, you have any sponsors you want to thank?
I just got to thank my guys at D1RT, all my teammates that keep me rolling, help me out. Showtime Decals and Apparel. Thank you guys for putting the broadcast on, and Core Racing League for the put.
Well, you got it, man. Thank you for coming out here. Once again, like I tell everyone, we wouldn't have a great show without these guys racing with us. So, thank you for coming out. Thanks for putting on a good show out tonight. And we'll get back at it with Watkins Glen. So I hope everyone has a good night. And once again, good job, guys, for first, second, and third.
Thanks, man.
You got it.
See you later.
Thanks.
And to everyone out there, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back at it again with some more action on Sundays, and we'll be rolling up with some more videos coming out. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
You know how it feels to be broken-hearted and to be left all alone. Wheels are made round the road, so I'll keep rolling on.